Good day everyone, I'm Pandaca Nicole and together with my co-groups, Ms. Camille Gabelete and Ms. Clarice Peñalosa, we are here to discuss about serving, staffing, and tourism and hospitality industry. So to begin our discussions, we'll first talk about the right employees in the tourism and hospitality industry by carefully selecting and screening candidates who match the job requirements. Second, we'll discuss how to properly train and develop these employees so they can perform their jobs well and fit into the company's culture. And lastly, we're going to explore then the importance of empowering employees, giving them the confidence and skills to provide better service. We'll also cover how having the right attitude and fostering a positive workplace culture can boost employees' productivity and improve the overall quality of service within the organization. So for more information, I call Ms. Camille to please discuss to us the learning objectives.
And for our learning objectives, at the end of this chapter, the students should be able to understand the process of recruiting employees and be familiar with the approaches and techniques of interview and screening of job candidates, understand the training and development techniques used by the tourism and hospitality organizations, know how tourism and hospitality employees are trained to provide outstanding guest services, know how hospitality organizations value their employees through empowerment, and lastly, understand the importance of managing and equipping employees of the right mindset as being part of the organization.
So right now, let's talk about the reality bites. So what we call reality bites, it is an example scenario daw po. And it tells us the story of Pasiano or Mr. Pasiano San Pedro, an excellent and skillful long-time bellboy who eventually rose to become the assistant general manager at the Maginhawa Hotel, where he works for 15 years. He earned national recognitions for his exceptional contribution to the hospitality industry after his departure. This situation leads to the process of searching for and selecting a replacements for Mr. Pasiano, considering both internal and external hiring methods, which we will discuss later on. So I call Ms. Peñalosa to please discuss to us the next slide, please.
So thank you, Ms. Pandacan. So now we will discuss the content. So when it comes to hospitality business like hotels, resorts, and restaurants, and many others, ang pinaka-in-aim nila is yung maging kilala or popular sila when it comes dun sa quality and unique services na ino-offer nila. So ang pagiging matagumpay ng business na ito ay nakadepende sa content or nilalaman ng services nila at kung paano nila namimit yung expectations ng guests or customers nila. So kapag hindi nila na-satisfied yung guest, syempre, hindi lang sila yung mawawala ng profit or kita. Pagkos maaari pa itong mag-iwan ng negative reviews or rates dahil sa word of mouth ng mga guests na naka-experience ng hindi magandang serbisyo. And it can also harm the organization's reputation and yung future operations nila. Like for example, a resort promises a relaxing accommodation. So, nag-expect si guests ng malinis and aesthetic, cozy vibes. But it so happened na naging madumi yung bed sheets or pillowcases nila, and much worse is poor customer service, wherein hindi agad na-address yung needs ni guest. So, what do you think would happen? Dahil nga po disappointed si guest, he or she can share it instantly sa social media. And as a result, syempre, konti na lang yung magpapabook dun sa resort na yon. At maaaring maapektuhan nga yung kikitain at yung reputations ng organization. So, ipinapakita sa example scenario na ito na kung ano yung maaaring maging consequences kapag wala tayong maayos na serbisyo. So, for the next slide, yan. Among service-oriented, mahalaga ang papel na ginagampanan ng mga staff sa pagbibigay ng maayos na service sa mga guests. So, hindi katulad ng manufacturing wherein yung success ay nakadepende din sa quality of products na ginagawa nila. So, moving on to the next slide, the interaction of guests and staff. Ang success ng service industry ay nakasalalay sa interaction ng guests and staff. Like for example, yung conversation magsisimula sa polite approach na, good day ma'am, how may I help you? And then it ends up with a thank you. So ayan, these actions or this simple gesture makes the guest feeling valued at mag-iwan ito ng positive vibes that makes them feel na bumalik doon sa resort na yun or whatever kind of industry na ino-offer nila. Just because you approach them nicely. For the next slide, may I call on Ms. Camille Gabellete to discuss the staffing for service.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Peñalosa. Staffing for service. Next slide, please. Okay, when a department needs a new team member, HR usually step in to find the right fit. Pero as a future managers, we should also study our department's needs. Ano ba ang kulang sa team? Sino ang tutulong para makamit natin ang goals natin? Hiring isn't just about looking at credentials. It's about ensuring that the person's skills and strengths align with the job's responsibilities. Sa ganitong paraan, maiwasan natin ang mismatch hires na sayang sa oras at resources.
So now let's talk about the internal hiring. Tulad nga ng sabi dito, many organizations or companies daw are favor for internal hiring. Kung saan kapag po sinabi nating internal hiring, ito po yung process of hiring individual inside the organizations or company. Like for examples nga, from our scenarios, where Mr. Pasiano, a long-time bellboy ng hotel, ay naging na-hire or na-promote being an assistant general manager sa pinagtatrabuhan nitong hotel. Kung saan sa ganitong paraan daw ng hiring process, mas favor or gusto ng mga company because they see lots of advantages than hiring outside their company, such as reducing time and money in training these individuals because they are sure these individuals now are already used to the company's cultures, rules, especially they may immediately observe or see his or abilities or skills even dun sa mga past works experience history nito dun sa company. And aside from that, and on the other side, they still think that internal hiring daw po is just not only solution in staffings or having a great employees that will make the company successful, which it can be also be seen in other employees than outside of the company.
So moving on to information about the applicants. So may dalawang uri ng applicants. Una, madaling tukuyin ng internal applicants based on their performances, behavior or attitude, and their skills. And kung ano nga ba din yung pwede nilang mai-contribute sa isang company. Sila madalas yung honest at dedicated na ma-hire sa company and willing to learn. While yung external applicants, from the word itself, external, means panlabas. Maaring maganda lang yung resume, curriculum vitae, or biodata nila, mahusay sumagot sa interviews, but it ended up na hindi pa rin sila natatanggap. It is because some of them are lack of good behavior or attitude. So remember that your credentials may be a good points, but great attitude is a must or it is very important.
Okay, next, fairness of the company. Kapag may job opening, usually sinasabi mo na ito sa mga current employees para mabigyan ng chance na mag-apply. It shows na pinapahalagan sila ng company at may opportunity sila mag-grow at maipakita palalo yung mga skill set nila na na-develop sa current roles nila. Imagine, if a hardworking employee is not offered a chance for promotion, medyo nakaka-down, di ba? Kaya, practicing fairness within the organization builds trust and loyalty.
So now let's moving on talking about the knowledge and experience within the organization. Kung saan dito naman po ipinapaliwanag yung importance ng pag-hire ng mga employee who already have the knowledge and experience in working. So that's why nabanggit ulit dito na mas maraming organizations or company daw na mas prepare na mag-hire ng mga individuals who has been or galing dun sa mga inside of their company. And also dito sinasabi din dito na sa pag-hire daw ng mga individuals nga inside of their company, they are sure na yung mga individuals na yun ay alam na kung paano pasikot-sikot ng trabaho sa company. They also knows the company's functions, values, and cultures. Kung kaya malaki yung benefits nito if you're a non-college student na dati na nagtatrabaho sa company nito compared sa mga fresh graduates na wala pang ganun ka-experience sa pagtatrabaho or knowledge about the company na mag-start to a lower position. So, ayun, kumbaga, mas nag-i-start pa sila to lower positions na unlike to you na, ayun, pwede ka maging leader or team leader nila or mas maging pumunta sa higher positions na, ayun, makakapag-run ng company in a better way.
So let's talk about the organizational culture and values. As I have mentioned a while ago, internal applicants are mostly natatanggap sa company just because of their potential ability and their behavior. And as a result, sila yung mas may kakayahan ng mag-adjust ng mabilis sa kanilang work and environment just because they are already, kumbaga alam na nila kung ano yung background ng organizations like their culture, values, and processes. And kadalasan sila yung mga hindi na kailangan ng training pa or i-train dahil they are expected to have a fast service. Dahil alam na nila kung ano gagawin nila without any further instructions.
Next, reduce cost. Another benefit of internal hiring is cost savings. External hiring costs more. May job ads, interviews, at high training pa. Internal candidates, on the other hand, already know the organization. Mas mabilis silang maka-adjust and they're more likely to stay dahil loyal sila sa company. This saves both time and money.
So now, we have the external hiring. Kung saan, tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, yung internal hiring po again is hiring inside the company. And here, the internal hiring naman po ay isang paraan daw ng pag-hire naman ng individuals outside of the companies or organization. Kung saan, tulad nga ng sinabi ko, kahit daw mas prepare or gusto ng maraming company yung internal hiring or pag-hire nga ng individual outside of the company, is still they also see the importance and benefits pa rin ng external hiring because it may offers organizations as a chance of hiring individuals who have fresh perspective, new skills, and diverse experiences, which can lead to innovation, improve problem solving, and enhance organization performance.
So let's talk about the paradigm shift and new perspective. So, paradigm means beliefs or practices. Ito yung mga paniniwala na maaaring makaapekto kung paano nila matutuganan ang isang sitwasyon. And some organizations, kumukuha sila ng tao outside their company. It means they are hiring new employees to have a new idea or fresh ideas para ma-improve pa or mas ma-develop yung organizations. They have realized na kailangan nila ng pagbabago or baguhin yung nakasanayan nilang way para mas ma-improve pa yung company nila. For the second bullet, ang mga newly hired applicant daw po ay maaaring syempre makapag-contribute sa company ng makabagong ideas. And bagamat, yun nga, nag-hire kayo ng bagong applicants, magastos to, pero at the end of the days or months, it will benefit the company as well. Kumbaga, worth it yung pag-hire sa mga ito dahil possible na mas malaki pa yung kitain ng company.
Next, education and experience. Sometimes, companies hire externally to get skilled workers who are ready for the job. Pero dapat hindi rin kalimutan i-train ang current employees. Balancing external hires and internal development ensures both short-term and long-term success for the company.
So next, we have the diversity workplace. Diversity workplace daw po explain the importance of diversity workforce commonly in service-oriented organization because dito it serves as a way to have the unity, fairness, and understanding and also respect of the organizations or company to its employee, especially in hiring. Organization must focus then to screen the abilities or skills of the persons then to its physical appearance, ethnicities, or race, cultures, and religions to create a great work environment that will also serve fairness then on understanding, respect, and care to guests as well.
So here are the different approaches to hire an external employees. Yung ibang organizations gustong mag-hire ng employee from external, meron daw iba't ibang paraan syempre upang i-promote yung vacanting position. So syempre kapag nag-hire sila ng new applicant, may bago ding position. So it can be a traditional or modern way. It depends daw yon sa budget ng organization. So let's first discuss or define the internet. So we all know that internet has a greatest invention today, wherein it facilitated the communication, productions, manufacturing, and also transportation, kung saan madali nating ma-access yung mga information in a snap of one fingers. So sa tulong ng internet, marami din ditong nakahanap ng mga trabaho sa iba't ibang website kagaya ng Online Jobs PH, LinkedIn, at marami pang iba. So, yung mga applicants, pwede na rin sila mag-submit ng kanilang online application, and also yung job interview available na rin siya online. With the help of internet, maraming applicants yung nagkaroon ng maraming opportunities when it comes to job offers.
So next, we have the print advertisement. Ano nga ba ito? So print advertisement daw po is a printed materials like brochure, poster, magazine, and newspaper, which is we use to announce in basic infos about job hiring in the public place nung hindi pa masyadong uso yung internet. So, and it like what it explained nga dito na despite many of us daw are now relying now on the popularity of job hiring in the internet, is still print advertisements are commonly an effective or a method to use in announcing job hiring in the public place to continuously reach broad audience or different kinds of individuals. Kasi yeah, we're living in a modern world na kung saan nag-rely nga tayo sa internet, but not a lot of people, especially yung may mga katandaan or not so techy persons or yun, hindi sila ma-social media, they still have get a news of hiring outside of their house or in a public place. In that, yun, mas makakakuha sila ng idea to mapakalat yung mga ganitong mga infos about job hiring.
Okay, next is the professional linkages or groups. Professional linkage, these groups connect people in the same field. They're a great way to learn about friends and even recruit candidates. For example, kapag may job opening, my members often recommend candidates. That's faster and more reliable dahil trusted connections ang nagre-refer.
So yan, internship or work travel program. This approach daw po ay for the graduates and para din sa mga students na magte-take ng OJT or the on-the-job trainings. Yung mga students na eligible sa program na ito ay sasalang muna sila sa interview before they experience the OJT. And they will be given credits by the university in their OJT subject. Like us, especially tayo, magkakaroon din tayo ng OJT and we need 700 hours para ma-fulfill natin yung need nating internship.
So next, we have the referrals or peer recommendation. Here po, from the word itself, referrals or peer recommendation, it describes an unconventional hiring process where a highly valued employee daw po, recognized for their excellent job performance, is trusted to repair or to recommend or to recruit individuals they personally known, such as friends or former colleagues which they knew and believed them possess similar skills or qualities that could contribute to the success of the company or organization.
Okay, next, company's image or brand. Companies with a good reputation attract the best applicants. Kapag kilala ang company na inaalagaan ng employees nito, mas gusto ng tao mag-apply at mag-stay. Building a strong brand helps recruit talented people and keeps current employees proud of where they work.
So next, let's talk about walk-in application. Most applicants bring their application form from the organization, and it's still practiced by many to know the applicant's performance and behavior as well. So, kalimitan din na nag-a-apply sa walk-in application ay yung mga wala pang work experience. So, which is a good point kasi dito mas makikita ng company na desidido ka na mag-commit sa company nila.
So now let's talk about the headhunter. So ano nga ba ito? Headhunters daw po are professional recruiters who specialize in finding top talents for a specific roles. They actively seek out skilled individuals daw po who are currently employed at another company. And yung mga headhunters daw din po are often approach these professionals with attractive job offers to entice them to consider a career change.
Next, we have talent pooling. Sa Pilipinas, dahil sobra ang workforce pero kulang ang job positions, kadalasan may talent pool ang mga company. Dito, may listahan ng mga candidate para sa isang position. Kapag may opening ulit or hindi natuloy ang unang candidate, may nakaredy na para i-consider. Mas mabilis at efficient ito, lalo na sa cases ng kailangan agad ng replacement.
Let's talk about the hiring tools. So, hiring tools, first we have the application form, background or references, interview, and psychological test. So, let's first discuss the application form. So, the application form, it is the most basic tool used to gather the information of the applicant. So, maliban sa curriculum vitae, resume, or biodata, yung application form ay sobrang mahalaga dahil nakalakip dito yung mga importanteng details ng taong nag-a-apply like their personal background, educational attainment, employment history, licenses and certifications, personal achievements and affiliations. After so many years daw po, nag-evolve ang mga application forms sa tulong ng technologies wherein it can be available online and pwede itong i-print instantly. So, submission can be accepted anytime. So, very convenient na.
So, right, next we have the interview. I know that many of you are already familiar now with this or even have personally experienced interview on our or previous subjects nga. But to elaborate interview daw po is a crucial step siya in hiring process. It typically follows an initial screening of applications and involves a face-to-face or online discussions to clarify lang din yung mga application details and other additional informations dun sa applicant. And aside from that, during an interview daw po, a funnel then are often asked yung mga job-related question. Frequently nga constructed siya sa mga format such as situational or case-based question. This help us assess how applicant daw may handle a specific scenarios, providing insight into their potential job performance.
Okay, next, psychological test. Isa sa tools na ginagamit sa hiring ay ang psychological test. This measure intelligence, reasoning, at iba pang cognitive skills. This helps ensure na hindi lang skilled ang candidate, pero fit din sila sa culture and team at ng company.
So yan, mahalaga din na malaman yung background or references ng applicants. Siyempre, para masigurado na natin yung kaligtasan ng company and most especially ng mga guests and clients na maaari nating makasalamuha when we are get hired. So, may times din na bine-verify ng company ang mga information through references. At kanila itong tinatawagan if they will hire the applicants or not. And also, mahalaga din yung drug tests and yung mga clearances from NBI and police to ensure na walang criminal records yung applicant.
So now we have the training and developing employees to serve. Dito naman po, it explains that in tourism and hospitality industry, it always prioritize, diba, providing a great service for the customers. But sometimes, syempre, may mga uncontrollable things happen such as minor guest complaint and etc. which can discourage the company's quality and brand image. So to prevent that, training and develop daw po is very important to ensure na rin yung providing a high quality service ng isang company or even like mga restaurants, hotels, and aviation.
Let's talk about naman na personal training. Ang personal training ay pwedeng mentoring, coaching, or apprenticeship. Sa mentoring, ang mas experienced na member ng team ang nagtuturo at gumagabay sa bagong hire. Sa coaching naman, focus ito sa pag-develop ng special skills para maging mas productive ang mga empleyado. And sa apprenticeship naman, hands-on ang training kung saan isang expert ang nagtuturo ng isang craft o trabaho sa trainee.
So, on-the-job training, also known as on-site training. Ito ay isang paghahanda or ensayo para malaman natin or matutunan yung mga dapat natin gawin sa future career natin or sa future na work natin. Usually, ang mga namamahala dito ay yung mga supervisors or yung mga senior staff members para masubaybayan ang performances ng isang trainee.
So now let's talk about the classroom lecture. In tourism and hospitality industry daw po, yung classroom lectures are commonly teaching methods where trainers directly impart knowledge and skills to trainers. Similar din siya to a traditional classroom settings na kung saan si trainer acts as a teacher while the trainees or the students. After the discussion, trainers often assess daw po the trainees or employees by giving exercises like case studies. These case studies present real-world scenarios that stimulate the challenges of providing and attending to the needs of future customer. Aside from that, they also train trainees in thinking critically and solving problems immediately, especially when unexpected challenges arise daw in their work.
Next, we have simulation. Kapag hindi possible ang on-site training, gumagawa ang kumpanya ng simulated training area. Dito, nagpa-practice ang mga trainees sa isang controlled environment na parang actual work. Halimbawa, ginagamit ito sa mga industries na mahal o delikado kung magkamali, tulad ng pilot training o lifeguard training.
Next is the audiovisual presentation. Karaniwang ginagamit ang audiovisual materials sa pagsasanay. Madalas yung mga malalaking organizations ay nagpo-provide ng mga standard training video para sa kanilang mga employees upang mas mapadali din yung kanilang pagsasanay or yung training nila.
So next, we have the computer-aided training. Computer-aided training daw po is a type of training process via using internet and computer. It makes the life more easier for both trainees to trainers to conduct training sessions and learning virtually. And trainees then can complete exercises and assessment through computers programs kahit na malayo sila sa isa't isa. This digital transformation nga daw po has made hospitality and tourism training more efficient and convenient in any time and in anywhere.
Okay, next we have do-it-yourself or DIY. Ang DIY training ay self-paced learning gamit ang modules. Dito nag-aaral ang mga empleyado ng iba't ibang parte ng kurso sa oras at lugar na pinaka-convenient para sa kanila. Maganda ito para sa mga taong mas productive kapag sarili nilang oras ang ginagamit para matuto.
So next, motivating employees to provide exceptional service. So in hospitality industry, dapat lamang na mabigyan ng motivation si mga employees upang maging ganado sila sa pagbibigay ng serbisyo. So kumbaga, ayan nga, the companies should encourage new ideas and behaviors of their internal employees. So first, they need to address the economic needs, kagaya ng financial incentives like wages, bonuses, and commissions. And also social needs, a sense of belonging and good relationships with their colleagues. So, para naman hindi nila ma-feel na sila ay outcast dun sa company. Next is the achievements needs, opportunities to contribute and use expertise. And last, recognition needs, feeling valued and appreciated by the organization. Same with the social needs. So lastly, the company should have a program kagaya ng pagbibigay ng awards para sa performance sales, innovations, honesty, and or kumbaga meron ding perfect employee of the year. By giving them symbolic items or gifts such as plaques, company merchandise, or any kind of certificate. Pero, hindi lahat ng employee ay kailangan material yung ibigay natin. So, some employees kasi they are happy on what they are doing in their work. It is, kumbaga, okay na rin sa kanila na ma-appreciate natin yung ginagawa nila. And just by giving them respect and not to abuse their efforts. So, for the next slide, according to Kim 2019, employees will see the organization as genuine if they are treated as well as the customers. Kumbaga, vice versa lang. What you give is what you get. This builds commitment, encourages better service, and leads to more rewards. Ang pagtrato ng maayos sa ating mga empleyado ay maaaring magpalakas ng kanilang loob and maging confident sila sa kung ano man yung ideas na maaari nilang i-contribute dun sa company. And with that, magiging mas committed sila doon and magkakaroon sila ng maayos na service. And this will or may result as a positive outcome.
So next, we have the empowerment. Empowerment daw po in a workplace means giving employees the ability to make decisions on their own, especially when it comes to job responsibilities. This helps them feel more responsible, trusted, and valued by the organization. In the hospitality industry, empowerment daw po allowed staff to quickly respond to guest needs without always waiting for a manager's approval, improving the customer service. Like for example, a guest at the hotel complains that the air conditioning daw po in their room is not working properly. So instead of the front desk staff having to call the manager and wait for the approvals of the employee, the employee daw po is empowered to take immediate action na. They offer the guests a room upgrades or a complimentary meal at the hotel restaurants as a way to make up for the inconvenience by making this decision quickly. The staff resolve the issues on the spot, ensuring that the guest feels taken care and improving their overall experience. However, sinasabi din dito, not all employees daw po are given this authority. Those who are empowered daw po need the proper pa rin training to make good decision. They also need the confidence to act responsibly, knowing their decisions can impact the business. To support this organization then should create reward system that recognize employees who make effective decisions. This encourage them to continue using their empowerment properly, ensuring better outcomes for both company and the customers.
Lastly, let's discuss culture. This is the set of values and practices shared by the organization. Sa tourism and hospitality, culture is crucial to provide consistent service. Kaya importante ang proper orientation para sa lahat ng employees, bago man o dati, ay align sa goals ng company. And that's it. I hope you learned something new and interesting about service staffing in tourism and hospitality industry. Thank you so much for listening.